Hello and welcome, guys. We are currently with Elvis. Both of us are from Latvia. Both of us came to Dubai, built successful businesses here in terms of content creation. So this is going to be like a recap podcast where both of us share a couple of knowledgeable things that we learned in the past years of moving to Dubai, and also obviously masterminding the whole thing, how we actually eventually got here. And also obviously Elvis is going to share a couple of tips how he became successful in the content creation game. For example, building personal brands for other people. And I will obviously also share some knowledge from my side. So Elvis, introduce a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And how do you know me, for example, and how it all started for us?
So how I actually got to this place, I would say, like everyone's saying, America is the place of opportunities, country of dreams. But I would say from where we come from, Dubai really is the place. My story is why I'm in Dubai and why I have built what I built is just life circumstances. Some years ago, we all remember, there was this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And pandemic pretty much pushed you into two directions, sink or swim. So I think there was really that was the pandemic period was really period when you would see, okay, which is going to be the swimmer, which is going to be who's going to sink, which is going to cry and sit at home. Oh, you just have to sit at home, it will pass. Or you were like, okay, what can I do in this situation? So I started to look for opportunities, and I saw, Dubai is open. Dubai really doesn't give a damn what happens in the world, and that really attracted me. It really attracted that this city has open mind, and this place has open mind, and just took the leap. Came here without nothing, mm-hmm. And long story short, met some people, went out there. As you know, I'm shy and introvert, I would say, but I still went out because I was hungry. I wanted a better life. Had some skills, presented those to people, and that's how I slowly built my business. Of course, there's more moving parts, but that's how it is. And for you, Dan, how did you came here? And I know our story is a bit tied together. So how you came here, and also tell how are you staying here?
All right, very very interesting question from your side. So my story, how I got into Dubai, is basically that for a content creator, very early on, I understood at the age of 15 that photography and videography is a skill set which can allow you to travel the whole world. You can see amazing places, and you can also work with different kinds of clients, provide value, and you can leverage that to travel the whole world, see different locations, and also meet different people. So for me, for example, I very early on noticed when I was in Santorini, I met a couple of people that were from Dubai. I spoke with them in Santorini, and that moment it clicked for me that Dubai is actually one of the best places to be as a content creator for you. Why? The specific reasons are actually that, for example, first of all, the connections over here. People from around the whole world are here. That's one. Number two, the location on itself is beautiful. Number three, the weather is always sunny. Majority of time, besides maybe summertime, it's too hot. Right? But in the wintertime, it's a perfect place where you can spend your time here, build your business while, for example, in other locations, it's cold. So for photography, what are you going to do if your hands are freezing? Now, obviously, you have to be in a place where you can properly record videos and make videos where in the wintertime, for example, it's not cold and it actually suits your career path. So for me, it was more like a career path move. Checking out in the world which are the most beneficial locations for you to be, for your specific needs and for your specific business. And that's how it led into Dubai. And I still remember it was very interesting. We met in Latvia. You just mentioned in the previously about the lockdown. Everything was locked down. The whole world was on lockdown. There was nothing going on basically. And obviously this also impacted the photography and videography world. And but at the same time, it became also even better for us as content creators because everything became more digital. But the problem was that you could not really go and meet people and film You know, like you cannot properly create content. So you were kind of forced to move to a location like Dubai, where it's a little bit more open and you can still, for example, meet people and you can still, for example, record things and all of that stuff. Now, I would like to hear your story. How was your first month when you just came to Dubai? Okay, you had all of these ideas to come to Dubai. Your expectations maybe were high, maybe low. But what was it like when you just came? What happened?
So yeah, Habibi, come to Dubai. First day in Dubai, what it feels like. Yeah. So the first day in Dubai, everything feels like so foreign. You're in this country, middle of nowhere. But then at the same time, it's so advanced. Like you can have everything in press of a button, like the rest of the world. For me, the first month was really kind of like I was in this survival mode. Like I really wasn't balling. Like my story was a bit different than anyone. Like most people come to Dubai when they have money. I came to Dubai without having no money, and I kind of like people would say I'm delusional for it. But I saw a dream, I saw a vision. Something pushed me to come here, and my first month was like, went out with my partner Kristaps. We shot videos. We tried to shoot some ads. I was a personal trainer at that time. I tried to go in the gyms, but nothing worked for me. So, and then Dubai effect happened. Dubai effect, basically, why people are here to network, to meet individuals, hungry individuals. Like guys, girls, everyone wants, to go further in life. So that's what happened. A month in, we met Mike Thurston, whoever knows, big OG of the fitness industry. Also the person what brought me to Dubai, because I was watching his vlogs, and word after word, I asked him that I will help him to create short form content. Because at that time TikTok was really starting to grow, and my partner Kristaps was offering him to do YouTube, because while we met, he posted the Instagram that he's looking for help, and we somehow had this strategy of like let's ask 20 of our friends to post something, to ask 20 of our friends to like write something genuine about us, that we can help with him, can help. And he responded. And after the first month, we really started to grind, really started to like show our skills to Mike, and it panned out. And from that, I started my business, started my agency. And I wanna say like the thing you saw when you were 14, 15. So why exactly I'm building my business, which is social media agency, short form content agency, because this is the way to go. What I mean by that, because personal brands and content will become more and more popular, more and more saturated, which means there'll be more and more work for agencies like me, for editors, and also there'll be more content creators. Because what happens right now, brands are just throwing money at influencers just to promote their products. Because if a brand just makes a personal page, if a brand makes a page that just like posting pictures of their product, it's not going to work. You need to show how the influencer is using that product. So that's why it will work, and that's how a lot of influencers make a big bank. So that's a longer answer to your question. Why I started, how I started, and I want to hear from you. How did you met Miguel, and what is your vision with all of this, and what have you done until this moment?
Yeah. So. In the sense of photography and videography, it's very interesting. I'll make it a long story short. So how does it usually start for photographers or videographers? They get into the skill set, they start to do it, they start to learn it. When they become better, people start to notice it. And for example, at the beginning, if you like to do what you do, just go out there and just take pictures. Take pictures of what you see. Take pictures of your friends. For me, for example, how it happened is I was taking pictures for my friends, and bam, somebody's mom or somebody's relative notices it, and he's like, "Oh wow, he took some nice pictures for my friend. Why not?" When we reach out to him, let me ask if he also can shoot some nice pictures at my event, at my wedding, at my special moment in my life. So that's how it happens naturally. If people see that you're just good at what you do, then they will refer your services and they will start to work with you. And then at one certain level, for example, when you're becoming even more professional at photography and videography, you can start working with companies. You can start trying to figure out how can you travel the whole world, how can you get projects in different locations of the world. And you also have to find a niche where exactly are you best at photography and videography. For example, you can choose filming cars, you can choose filming real estate, you can choose filming businesses. But at the end of the day, what you like as an industry the most is going to work best for you as a photographer, as a content creator, because then you will be interested in what you are creating of. And then also remember that everything in this world is sales and everything is tied to marketing. So for example, if you can create beautiful pictures for a car brand or a real estate company or for any company in that sort, then you can help their business grow. You can help their company have a better social media presence, and that will obviously increase their sales, and it will be beneficial for them to work with you. So first things first, also understand that you can provide a lot of value to people with your hobby, or let's say the photography and videography that you do, if you're good at it. And I truly believe that photography and videography is not just take a picture now and post it now on Instagram. It's something that people can look back at even after 20, 30, 40 years. Because let's imagine somebody had his wedding, you took some nice pictures of them, and then after 20, 30, 40 years, they're going to be showing your pictures to their family, to their children, to their grandchildren. And for example, when I look back at my grandparents' pictures, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could see the pictures in high quality, because they have these old pictures, for example, from that moment in 1965 or 1980. And it's just interesting how photography has evolved. Like photography in general has went from these black and white pictures into now having the highest quality possible, that you can achieve amazing results with a camera which costs maybe 3 to 4 to 5,000, and you can basically take pictures on a camera like that can be advertised on official billboards, for example, in your city even. So for example, I truly believe that photography and videography is going to evolve even more. AI is going to go in. There's going to be even more tools that you can use, for example, that is going to help you edit videos, photos, and everything else, and it's going to become even better. And that's the amazing part of it. And I truly believe that we are not far away from everyone having the possibility of creating beautiful pictures that they can, for example, look back in the future. But then also answering really quick, I'll not go into depth, how I, for example, met Miguel and different personalities here in Dubai. It's obviously that it's the same. You, for example, you have left a good memory for people that worked with you previously, and they, for example, recommend your services to other people, or they see your work on social media, then obviously they are going to be interested in how can we also work with, for example, Daniel or with Elvis. And most likely, if you have been very helpful to other people in their business or their life, then obviously your word is going to come around, and you're just always going to have people interested to, let's say, work with you or spend time with you and use, for example, your photography and videography services. Now, another question I would like to ask you, for example, you create short-form content. Now, short-form content is very popular right now, but how did you spot that short-form content is going to be the new thing just a couple of years ago? Because I remember then it was not so big, but you spotted it before it happened.
Yeah, pretty good question, because I think why short form was born is by discovery. What I mean by that is how I discovered is I was a personal trainer in the gym.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I was like everyone on a TikTok. It just was a new thing back then for me. Kids were already using that, but I was just there, and I saw this guy, pretty mature one. He's like 35, and he's personal trainer, but he posts content that he just helps people to get in shape, helps to train, no diesel. And I figured, like this is the same thing I do with my people in the gym, but I'm not having camera with me. Yeah. So I just was self-discovering myself. I will try that myself because I have some knowledge. And long story short, after some procrastination, I posted my first nutrition videos, fitness videos, and they went viral. 50,000 views, 100,000 views, and it was so fulfilling. And I really noticed the trend of why it's going to be popular, because it's going to be so rewarding for people with skills that they can offer them to the world, and they get a lot more benefit than working one-to-one. If you can help 100,000 people lives instead of one, The second thing, I just noticed how people are starting to live their attention spans were becoming a lot lower, because like everyone before was watching YouTube, but then TikTok came up and you can like watch like mini YouTube, like a 30 seconds, minute. And yeah, this was self-discovery, it worked for me, started to work for my clients. And yeah, we can really notice this trend. Reels, TikToks are really popular to this day. And what I think it's not going to go anywhere. So that's why I'm so bullish on it. So that's why I'm bullish on building my business. Perhaps it will change in a way that it will not be the same as it was. Maybe there will be a phase that the short form content will be long form, a little content, like maybe it's vertical, but it's like longer. Perhaps we will also go back to like dynamic mode of the Vine. Remember the Vine was the app, 6 seconds before TikTok. I think it's still great. But to answer to your question fully, just really is also about human psychology. We get addicted to things. Some use it as their advantage. Some, unfortunately, are becoming addictive users. And and you have to choose the side. Who you're gonna be? You're gonna be a consumer or a creator.
Yeah.
So if you choose the life of being a creator, I think it's so fulfilling, and that's why I see if I can help a lot of creators, make personal brands, make more money, then that's really a business to go. And thank you for this question. And I will ask you maybe more general topic, which will be more for a general audience. I will answer this now, then you think about it. Well, I'll answer 5 reasons. These are 5 reasons why I chose Dubai as my base. First reason, and number 1 for me, is I'm pretty young, I would say. I think from 20 to 30 should be the time you put yourself in an uncomfortable environment. You put yourself with hungry people. You put yourself in the zone of learning. And this is the place to be. Because here everyone wants to learn more, wants to make more money, wants to live a better life. Everyone's positive because there's sun 24/7. And the second reason, the weather is almost all year round, good. That really just something about the place where every day you wake up, it's sun. It's really consistent. Yeah. Third reason, if you are if you are a person that likes peace, that likes safety, perfect place. No crime almost whatsoever. You pretty are sure that wealthy people can walk around here safe. You can walk around with your Rolex. That's a big thing. I can't name a lot of places in the world like that. Fourth thing, I would say how everything is accessible. Like if you really want to be in a work mode, like you just want to work from your apartment, you can get every service here. You can get laundry service. You can get that your car is filled up in your garage, in your parking lot. Let's not even talk about food, to the door. Podcast studios around the corner. You can have like everything. Really, like it's good to not waste time. One downside of Dubai is traffic. It's getting a lot worse, but that's like how every big hub, every big city has these days. Like most big cities, you don't see people driving in London, driving with cars, London Center. You don't see people in New York driving cars. They're all using subway. So I really think that Dubai's subway metro system will get more advanced, and that will be. And the fifth reason why Dubai is the place to be is also not from the people around. We're like entrepreneurs, general people, but from the government, from the head of the country itself. their mindset is for growth. And I see 50 years back there was desert here, nothing, and 50 years forward, like this country has blossomed, you know. And I really like that. I really like to live in a country that I sure that I'm how would you say, I am I trust, you know, I trust that they will go forward, and also if the country go forward, it will push you to go forward, you know. So yeah, those are my 5 reasons why I like Dubai. And what are your, maybe some will be the same, but
very interesting how you explained that Dubai has all of these amazing things, and also that yeah. So I'll add a couple of things, because I'll summarize also a couple of things that you said, and it's very interesting. So I look at Dubai as an amazing sales. I look at Dubai as an amazing salesperson. First, they built an amazing product, which is an amazing city for people to be in. To be honest, for example, myself, I got sold on Dubai's marketing. So for example, Dubai has an amazing marketing on social media. So for example, as a photographer, you can notice it, and you also see it, that Dubai is very heavily on marketing. Whereas if you compare to other countries of the world, most likely it's some kind of negative news about this event happened, that event happened, but you don't see that countries are focusing and trying to develop things to also market the amazing and beautiful things about their country. So I think Dubai is like, they were very smart about how they positioned themselves. They made an amazing city for people to be in, and they also marketed it very well. And on social media, you would always see some advertisement of this happening and that happening in Dubai. And it was basically the setup of how they created this country. So for example, if it sold me, it obviously sold me for a reason. And at the same time also, if I saw as a photographer that there's many different amazing opportunities over here in the city, it was also interesting for me to become someone who is creating the content which is posted on social media. Because if I saw the content on social media of this building, that building, these amazing things in Dubai, I understood very quick that, okay, I can get in the shoes of being the creator over here. And it was also very interesting how you mentioned that you either can be a consumer or you can be a creator. So for example, either you can consume content on social media, but you can also create content on social media. Most likely, since social media right now is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's very important to position your brand or yourself on the social platforms, it's obviously very beneficial for you to create content and post it. And what you said before also about the short form content, I also see it, how it went from, so for example, a couple of years ago, Instagram was all about posting pictures. Then Instagram became like more of a video and pictures platform. Then suddenly Instagram became very video heavy. So for example, right now, posting pictures is not even the most beneficial thing to do on social media, which is very interesting. Yes, sometimes you can post a picture, but the highest ROI you're going to have if you post the short form content, which you also obviously mentioned, because it's much more interesting to watch and also hear and also listen and also see and try to feel what the video is about. But for example, if you just post a picture on social media, it's just a picture. It doesn't have any, for example, sound or something going on. So the attention span, which you also mentioned before, people have a very short attention span. So for example, in short form content, you can create many different things in the video which are happening in the first 2 seconds. So that's why also it's a lot more retention proof to post the short form content.
One thing right now I will add that short form content is that what do I want to say? What I think of short form content. Short form content, attention spans, blah blah blah, things like that. What I see is, we saw this trend of, okay, let's make more dynamic videos because attention spans are getting less and less. But right now, people are really used of really dynamic edits, really like too much happening, too much energy. I really have a couple of examples when really simple editing, really chill being on camera works as a dime. And what is the trend for short form content in the upcoming years? I see people will not stress too much about, get the right hook, the right B-roll. They will really focus on telling stories, telling their life experience to connect with the people. And whoever is watching and are stuck and don't know where to start with the content, I would highly suggest just share your stories. You know, just you probably have a funny story you remember from the childhood, or you have a story from last week where you dealt with situation in your job or your business. Just share that if you don't have any ideas. If you are not if you're not an expert in like field of like videography or business, then to look for cheap ideas on ChatGPT, it will not be fulfilling. Then share stories, share some motivation, share something that's happened with your life personally, because people love to hear that. And one thing I also will add about Dubai is not a country. Dubai is a business. You said yourself, how did Dubai sold it to you? You know, how did you got sold by Dubai? Because they really are open for people to come here and start a business, to be entrepreneurs, to have freedom. As opposite, we see like other countries, it's hard to be an entrepreneur. Like you have such big taxes, you have like so many problems, you have pressure, you know, but here they really know how to do it. They really know that the people, entrepreneurs, bring in good money here, so they will try and help them as much as they can. So they don't see entrepreneurs as threat to the country, and that's why they're so thriving. That's why so many people are coming to Dubai, and that's why in 2023 that was the record year of visitors of Dubai, which is 17 million. I think it's more than twice the population of Dubai itself. So they're doing the right thing, and I think really a lot of countries should take an example, and especially our country we come from, the government also should help more entrepreneurs, because I come from an entrepreneur family, and I see how it might get suppressive. And I'm not getting too much into politics. I'm just saying my mind. I'm just using my platform, my word, to spread out awareness. But things needs to change if you don't want to see young people just leaving the country and building a better life for themselves. Because I really love my country, but they have to treat their people differently. So you've been all around the world: Santorini, Spain, Dubai. I don't know where else. So what experience has been the first that comes in your mind that has been like life-changing? Because you were living in your home country, then you decided to like travel the world. What one experience was the most that teach you a lot about life?
Okay, so for example, it's very interesting because in the past 2 years we traveled about 25 countries. So obviously we saw many different places, many different cultures, how people live in every single country of the world differently. And I would say that the number one learning for me was, I understood this when I was like 18, 19. So let's say if everyone's dream in their life is to travel the whole world, let's say you ask someone who is 60 years old, you ask them, what is something that you wish you did more when you were younger? And I quickly figured out that if travel is one of the most important things for people who are older, who they say they wish they did. I was like, okay, let me just do it as early as possible. Let me make sure that I achieve all of these things and I travel the whole world so that I'm peaceful in my heart when I'm gonna get older, that I have been in all of these places. So also this learning became even more and more true when I started traveling and seeing more people. And for example, asking them, what is something that you wanna do? How is your life? Have you ever thought about living in a different country? And the majority of people would say yes, that they wish that they could travel here and there around the whole world. But another interesting thing is, so for example, I see the world as a playground where, for example, the business that you do or something that you can create is gonna work differently in each side of the world. So you have to use the whole planet Earth and imagine it as if it would be just a couple of cities connected between each other. Instead of looking at the world as a big globe, it's actually not so big. It's actually not so big. For example, we travel to Australia. You sleep in the plane, and next morning you just wake up in another completely other side of the world. And then, for example, it's very interesting that you kind of, when you land in a new place, you have to figure out, okay, so this country works completely differently from the country A. So let me figure out how can I, let's say, survive, or what are the rules over here. And this comes back to the fact that every country operates in a different way, and you have to adjust yourself to how that country, for example, works. You have to see it as a chessboard. Every location has its own benefits. Some countries in the world have tax benefits. Some countries in the world have life quality benefits. Some countries have, for example, nature and freedom. For example, Bali, Indonesia, or Thailand is going to be a lot more freedom for your soul because you are not so materialistically driven. It's more about, let's say, taking care of yourself. So you have to balance it out a little bit with also the corporate world, so that both you are thinking materialistically, but you also have to remember about yourself. And that's why I think it's important not just to stay in one location, but actually to travel. And when your soul feels like, okay, I need this country right now for my personal needs, you travel to that country. When, for example, you need the opposite of the needs, for example, Dubai, for the more corporate and for the more of the connections, then you come to Dubai. So I'd say the world is a playground. And then I would actually like to extend the conversation about content which you spoke about previously. So for example, we saw photography on Instagram. We saw all of these short form reels. What actually TikTok came out recently is that so TikTok wants you to post 1 minute and longer videos, and not edited and cut it up. They want you to go and post longer videos so that, for example, they are teaching also the audience to watch videos which have a longer retention rate, which is very good for us, because finally we can, let's say, post our podcast full videos on TikTok. And also remember, TikTok just came out with a thing that they're going to be paying you if you post these videos and they get certain amount of views, which is very interesting. What do you think about this, actually?
The thing is about all the platforms, I think I already made a video about it, but is social media that it's not that it can be confusing, and all the big companies can also get confused. What I mean by that, 2 years ago, Instagram was completely lost. Like, it was hard to grow. People didn't know what to post because the regular posts weren't working. Reels weren't a thing because everyone was watching Reels, TikToks on TikTok. And right now, actually, Instagram is back on the horse. Everyone watches Reels. Everyone is growing again. And TikTok is now so lost, I think, in a way that, I'm not saying anything bad, but I'm being really transparent with my opinion. They are trying to be Amazon because they're pushing their shop. They're trying to be YouTube with doing this long-form content push. Mm-hmm. Let's remember why people tuned in for TikTok. It's because of the short-form content. They did really good job at it. And my really suggestion is, I'm not saying anything bad because I love TikTok. TikTok changed my life. Is to go back at their pure qualities. I'm also a person which loves to see that platform or person or business is evolving, but right now it really feels that we are posting really good quality for our clients, for ourselves, but we are not getting any of the results we got, even though our quality is off, even our understanding of content is up. So right now we're confused in the state, why should we post podcasts on TikTok if there is YouTube for it? Like, let's really think about it. My point is, also like you said, the point about countries being a playground, which is a really cool idea to think. And what I think, one country shouldn't be like your base. Okay, I'm just gonna move here and that's my life tied here, buy a house and things. But I love this concept of world being your playground. For example, you are craving grinding, locking in, networking, building up your network. You come to Dubai. You come in, you do that. You are a bit tired, you're a bit burnt out, you want some nature, you book a flight to Thailand. You get some nature, you smoke a little bit, you relax. Again, it gets too relaxing, you're back, you go to New York, you go to Dubai. Again, the same thing. And that's really how people should live in their 20s and 30s, live for themselves. And when they get families, they did it all. And then they can kind of like, I would say, settle down with more peace in their heart. Because
exactly,
if you try to like lock yourself in one place, put all these responsibilities, getting a house, like getting cars on leases. It's just it's not the way to live. I think in this world when you can book a ticket to everywhere, you know. And then
I'll actually add something very interesting. So, for example, you see this James Bond movie, you see this Wolf of Wall Street movie. So usually you see it, you watch it, but why not live it? Why not travel the whole world? Why not try to build something that is flexible, which can allow you to, let's say, which can give you the opportunity to always survive or to create something, to create a business in any place of the world. And then at the same time, you can kind of also live the James Bond or the Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle because you have access to all the things in the world. So also, it's very important that your business is location proof, that you can travel the world, that you can be in different places of the world, and that your business is not affected by where you are. That, for example, whatever you do, especially now with online content creation, it's, I think, a blessing for us because it gave our generation the opportunity
to finally live the life what our grandparents didn't live.
Yeah,
you know,
also,
like the blessing of online businesses and that you can work from your computer is that you're living the life your grandparents didn't live. Like I have a grandma and I'm so sorry that she hasn't even been on a plane in her whole life. And I kind of see this now as my mission to travel and see as much world. And then later when I visit her, I show her pictures where I've been, what I've been doing. And she's like, she cannot even believe. She cannot even, is that you? Is like I would really love to show her the world, but she is right now at the health anymore to like endure the flight, endure the whole trip. And that's really when I'm kind of stuck, when I'm kind of like, you know, a bit feeling pressure myself, I just remember I have this gift, this life for my grandparents. They sacrificed and I have to live it fully. And no one owes me anything. I don't owe anyone. And just build businesses which gives value. Also had this conversation with my dad, you know, like I will take my time, but I will build a business that will not focus on money, but will focus on value. And if I focus on value, I will make way more money than those people are focusing, just making a quick buck or just like flipping that stuff, but really like look for value. Because imagine my business, like if we as a team create a content piece for our client that goes viral, for example, like fitness tips or some kind of motivational advice, which can really help people to change their life, to be in better shape, or just prevent them, you know, from doing bad things themselves. It's such a fulfillment in me. And if I can do it from everywhere in the world, I can be in Thailand, do that. I can be in Dubai, I can be in New York, I can be in Latvia, do that.
Yeah.
It's amazing where we're going, and that's why I'm so bullish, and that's why this business isn't going anywhere, and that's why I'm so in to this that I'm gonna keep continue doing it. And like you as well, you saw it coming. At first, you was like, okay, like videography, you know, like it's not being you know a banker, you know, it's not financial, but I really think there will be a point when videographers, content creators, creative persons, let's say that creative persons will help with ideas like we help Miguel, you know, will make way more than people that will be kind of replaced with artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence is good, but you still need a human that has experienced life, you know, and they can give a better prompts. Like people will not lose to artificial intelligence. People who are not using them to their benefit will lose, you know? So we kind of hopped into artificial intelligence a bit more. So I'll ask you, is artificial intelligence helping you right now in your business, in your content creation, or you're still kind of like depending on yourself and your own skills?
Yes. So for example, if you're watching this podcast right now, this podcast was actually cut by an AI tool, which cut this podcast up in about 3 to 4 minutes, which is very interesting because right now, as the technology of AI is advancing, for example, you can just tell the AI, hey, cut both of these clips together. For example, Elvis, speak right now. Just speak.
Hey.
Hey. Just do, let's repeat. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey.
All right, hey.
See? And this is not cut by me. This is actually cut by an AI, which automatically finds where precisely Elvis is speaking and where am I speaking. So it's very interesting how it develops. And definitely, this is just one of the things which have helped me as a content creator to create better videos and create better podcasts, or for example, help in my work to be able to work faster. Because like, for example, I remember a couple of years ago, everything was manual. Everything in the editing, in Photoshop, in Lightroom, you had to kind of do it by yourself. But now so many tools have came out which help you with all of the video editing work and the photography work, that you can leverage this knowledge and you can become faster and you can become better, and you can, let's say, be more successful in your photography and videography, because it just cuts that whole complicated process of the editing, because the editing usually was the most complicated thing. And then also I remember, like, a couple of years ago, you have to understand that we didn't have all of these fancy cameras that record this high quality. Like when I started about 6 to 7 years ago, which is not that long ago, even then cameras were nowhere near at what level they are right now. Like then, yeah, you had good picture quality, yeah, maybe you had some decent video quality, but there was no such thing as stabilization inside of cameras. There was no such thing as 4K, 10-bit, 100 frames per second slow-mo. There was no fancy things like this. If you would like to have a camera then like this, then you would pay $5,000 to $10,000 as a minimum. But now it's very interesting that all of these tools are accessible to people for a couple $1,000, or let's say even $1,000. You can already get a much better camera than 7 years ago with $3,000. And then also you said you started talking before about like family and traveling, and that you wish you brought your grandma with you, for example, that you could do it right now, right? And you asked me also before what was my favorite or most interesting travel experience, or what did I learn the most. Honestly, the most favorite travel experience I ever had was when I brought my parents, my grandma and my mom with me on a travel. Because traveling by yourself, you become used to it, especially when you have traveled about 20 or more countries. But when you bring your mom or your grandma who haven't seen so many locations, you're like, wow, now I understand how grateful I am for the ability to be able to travel the world. Because people who haven't seen all of this fancy stuff and haven't traveled so much, for them it's not that much normal. But actually it's one of the most amazing things you can do. And especially if you're young, and especially if you're in a position where you are traveling, travel with your parents, because that's what's going to motivate you to do it even more. And that's what's going to show the emotions. You're going to see the emotions what your family has when you bring them with you on some travels. And yeah, sometimes you get numb and you don't, you're not so grateful for everything that you see. Yeah, but when you bring your family on a travel trip, it definitely opens your eyes how amazing it is to travel and how amazing it is to see different locations of the world.
So yeah, I think last two things I want to add, and I think we are done for the day. Perhaps you have to go. Is one of the most, if not the most fulfilling experience really of my life was to fly out my family on Christmas to Dubai. I think you're also in that time in Dubai, and
I saw you with your family. You were all happy and everything.
The story was that was still the pandemic time, and I was here in Dubai building my thing, and my family was still grinding in their country, and yeah, I just had this opportunity, and just one day I got on a Zoom call with them, bought them a tickets, say look at your WhatsApp, and I just sent them their tickets to Dubai, and their reaction, and I brought them to see this place where I'm building my dreams was so fulfilling. It tops any Rolex, it tops any freaking Lamborghini Urus, anything. I don't give a damn about that. That is my biggest flex, and that's going to be my biggest flex for life. And I want to keep doing that. Give back to my people, give back to my little brother, who is now 18, who's just starting his life. I want to help him as much as I can. He becomes a great man, because he's a great man. And also one thing for every aspiring entrepreneur who's struggling right now, who kind of feels this pressure, bro, zoom out.
Yeah.
Really, because we are no small dust in the middle of universe. You are here for a limited time. And maybe it sounds cliche, but really, bro, like your problems are not as big as you think. If you feel this pressure, then zoom out, then you will see the fun and treat this game, entrepreneurship, being a business owner, as a fun game. Then you will find solutions with ease.
Yeah.
If you're pushing yourself to the ground and you're just like crying, you're just like not feeling it, you're not gonna make a great solution. If you just release all the pressure, then great solutions will come. And I say this from my heart because I feel pressure like almost every day, but then I kind of zoom out and great solution comes out of it. So
exactly.
Yeah, man.
I'll just add, I think when I listen to everything that you say, it's very important that first you develop yourself as a personality so that you can give to other people. Yes. Because when you're going to become better and better and better and everything is going to grow in your life and it's like a tree. When the tree grows, it starts to grow some apples. So that's the moment when you can start also giving to other people. So make sure that you water your tree first. Make sure that you water it properly, that you take care of yourself so that you can also be a good person in the world. So that you can be a person who comes into the room and he's like a shining light bulb, who helps, who finds solution, who comes with positivity. Because everyone is going through all of these things, like you said. Zoom out a little bit. Remember that if you're going to make positive and good surroundings around yourself, then everyone also around you is going to feel good, and then also your life in general is going to be good. Because the most important thing I think is truly that you are in this world someone that people remember, someone that people remember as a person that helped, as a person that was like a shining light in the darkness, let's say like that, in the days when it was not so easy. And I just want to end it off. It was truly an interesting talk with you, not just from the learning aspects, but also from the way how you see the world, how you said that you zoom out a little bit, you balance your life out with all of these amazing things. And I see this podcast as something that we can watch back in 20, 30, 40 years, as we also spoke before. That,
I imagine that.
Yeah, photography and videography is the most amazing thing, that you can create something and you can save it. And you can save it for a lifetime. It's beautiful. Yeah. I think this will be even more interesting to watch after 30 years than, for example, in a week. Yeah. For sure. Man.
Amazing. But last thing.
Yeah.
Last thing, we actually had this over dinner is how to like give the best possible you to the world. Stop, saving the world. Start by treating yourself, then treating your family, and then the world. Like example, surgeon. If he doesn't respect himself, he doesn't take care of himself, he doesn't eat well, he doesn't sleep well, then he will go take more hours to work. Yeah. He will go in the operation. He will be sleepy. He will be tired, and he will make more mistakes than a surgeon who is well rested, who goes to gym, who eats healthy, who has, who respects himself. He will go into his work and do an amazing job. That's the same thing. I see so many people are the victims. They all want to please everyone around them, but themselves. And they're shooting themselves in foot because they cannot be the best version for those people because they're not the best version for themselves. Exactly. So be the best version for you, then you can be the best version for your family, teach your family well, and then you're going to be so peaceful. Only thing you want to do is help the world to see the vision you have. If you are in a trashy state, not peaceful, tired, then what you're going to give to the world? The same thing, tired, negative you. If you are happy, if you are fed, if you are, if you treat yourself right, you will radiate energy. So that's my number one thing. Like, it may be all what I'm saying is cliche, but that's really what I've learned in the life, and that's how I try to live. And every morning I wake up, it's like, thank you for this day. It's going to be freaking amazing. and I'm gonna treat myself right. I'm gonna eat good food. I'm gonna train, and then I'm gonna give my best.
Exactly. And also, what you feed to your brain, if you speak to yourself in a positive way, if you say this day is going to be amazing, this day is going to be successful, this day I'm going to meet a lot of interesting and good people, this day I'm going to create many beautiful things, then obviously the outcome is also going to be what you tell to your mind, because you're going to be focusing on the things which you are saying to yourself. It's the same with the red car theory. When you try to spot a red car, you also spot a red car. But if you try to spot the beautiful things in life and being positive about let's create something instead of, no, this is not so cool, then obviously there's going to be two different outcomes. So yeah, that was my last value note. I think it's enough for today.
Yeah.
It was amazing, huh?
It was amazing, hey. Habibi. Really
good talks, good talks. I hope you guys also had a lot of great value from this podcast. It was good to talk with you, Elvis.
Yep, likewise, man.
Easy.
What a long journey, but fruitful one. Grateful for everything, every moment, every day.
Easy, guys.
Yeah, let's get it.
See you. Bro, this was good, huh? Bro, this was good.